Hey everybody, I hope you're all doing well. In today's video, we're going to be going over lower time frame confirmation entries using the SMC indicator. Now, full disclosure, this is not a trade that I personally took this morning. I had the parameters set up, but I was more focused on Euro USD, which didn't actually end up providing an opportunity for me, so I didn't actually trade at all this morning. But I watched this one happen, and it was beautiful the way the SMC indicator properly mapped out the zones and allowed for this lovely opportunity to take place. So I'd like to go over the details with you so you can all see how you can implement it on your own trading. So first of all, I'm on the 15-minute time frame, which in this case is going to be used as the higher time frame. I've manually placed this zone here as a 15-minute demand zone. Reason being, it's the last point of demand prior to all this bullish injection of volume in the market, which obviously created multiple structural breaks along the way. So that was the point of origin for all of this bullish momentum that has been left unmitigated. We can see a little bit of imbalance there too, but that's not very important. One thing to keep in mind is, yes, this could be a level of liquidity for price to trade lower to react to this. But as you all know, I don't try and predict price too much. I try and react to what is happening. So as soon as price taps into this zone, I would be looking for a confirmation structure on the lower time frames. And if we get it, cool. If price barrels through this zone just to react to here, then that's cool too. I would look for this zone. I would be looking at this zone to further look for confirmation structure on the lower time frame as well. So it doesn't really matter to me which zone gets mitigated. I plot them all on and see which one price reacts to. All right, so with that being said, let's play price forward until we tap into this zone. And so right there, we get tapped in. Let's drop down to the 1 minute time frame now. That's going to be the 1 minute, that's going to be the lower time frame execution. So here we are on the lower time frame, the 1 minute. So far, there's obviously no confirmation structure. Now, once I'm on the lower time frame, I'm going to turn on the SMC indicator. So as we can see, we have two zones here, right? This top zone would be the extreme supply zone, and this bottom zone would be the most recent supply zone, but I'm going to completely disregard it because I'm anticipating that this would be broken, right? Technically, we do have a break of structure here, but it's very minor, and we're within the higher time frame demand zone, so I would certainly not be looking for sells unless this overall demand zone was completely violated. So with that being said, let's continue to play price forward. And so right there, we violated that supply zone, the very minor supply zone that was sitting there. We created the first change of character and created a new demand zone. The indicator has printed this demand zone in response to this change of character taking place. So what caused this change of character here was very bullish momentum. So that's definitely something to pay attention to. That's showing clear confirmation that this 15-minute higher time frame demand zone is valid, at least in the short term. So this change of character presents a good trading opportunity. So what we can do is set a buy limit order for that zone that the indicator printed. Stop loss can be below the swing low, SL. We can get away with 3.5 pips here. That's comfortably below these lows. In terms of target, you can simply target the nearest supply zone, which is just up here. At a minimum, right? We can go higher than that, but just as a minimum, we can target that. That achieves my minimum risk reward of 5R. This is 5.46R. So that looks pretty good to me. So let's play this forward. These are the exact parameters I had set up, but like I said at the beginning of the video, I was more focused on the price action on Euro USD, which didn't end up playing out for me. I wish I was more concerned with AUD USD. But it is what it is. There's always later on in the day or tomorrow. Let's play price forward. Okay, so right there, price taps into the refined demand zone and would be triggered into this trade. Now let me speed up the replay mode a bit here. Right, so we see a bit of consolidation, no real structural changes. We're still reacting to this, this demand right here. The zone was taken off because in my settings for the indicator, I have it set so where is it? Yeah. So in the order block section of the indicator settings, I have it set so that the order block is invalid after a wick break. Okay, so you can also set it to 1 candle close or 2 candle closes if you want that added confirmation for zones to be invalid. For me, I consider an order block zone invalid if just the wick even pierces through. So that's why I've set it to wick. So as you can see, the zone disappeared. But you know, if I was in this trade, like I've already set this stop loss, right? So at this point, I just see what happens, let the market do its thing. Even though the zone was technically violated, it pierced below this low. That's okay, still would be in the trade. That's why we give the stop loss a little bit of room, right? So let's continue to play price forward. Okay, so as you can see, we got another change of character, very minor one. I wouldn't even really pay attention to that, to be honest. But then we got a break of structure up here. As we can see, price is making higher highs. The indicator created a new zone, but it's obviously a massive zone. It's not something I'd be paying attention to. It was also based on just this minor break of structure with this candle right here. So it's not too significant, not something I would recommend trading off of. But the overall position from the initial change of character way back here that created this demand zone is moving very healthy so far. And as you can see, it inevitably hit the take profit because the structure was very healthy. There was no indication of any other circumstance. So yeah, it looked pretty good. As you can see, we've created another small demand zone right here. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video was the higher time frame demand zone, which was the 15-minute, and then dropping down to the 1-minute time frame and using the indicator to form your confirmation entry. So we had the initial change of character, which was here. Break of structure, it's the same thing. The change of character is simply the first break of structure. So that was the first sign of this overall demand zone being valid. Price came back down, mitigated that refined demand zone that was right about here. Yes, we pierced through it just a little bit, but the stop loss was healthy enough to accommodate for that. And price continued with bullish momentum, creating new structure and headed towards the final take profit, which was this supply zone right here. And we actually pierced through that supply zone. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys. We've all gone over confirmation entries in the past, but this was just a good example of how you can utilize the SMC indicator in your favor, because it really simplifies things. It shows the change of character for you. It shows when there's breaks of structure. So yeah, it's really quite simple to achieve confirmation entries. The only thing I recommend is doing the higher time frame zones on your own. You could use the indicator for that as well, but yeah, like you can do that as well, and you can actually set alerts for the indicator as well. So on the higher time frame, you can set an alert on your order blocks, and you'll get alerted on your phone and your computer or your tablet, whatever, and then you can come to the chart and go down to a lower time frame and look for a confirmation entry. Okay, so it's all up to personal preference. For me, I just wanted to mark the higher time frame zone on my own this morning and use the indicator just for the confirmation entry. So again, I hope this video helped you guys understand how this indicator can be utilized for confirmation entries, and I will see you all in the next one.